Welcome to the Cinematic Boys podcast. Of course, it's your host Dakota, and I always have my friend and co-host Bilal here. Bilal, what's up? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great as always every week.
Most importantly, how's Brock doing?
Yes, if you guys don't know, we got a special guest in the building. Our friend Brock, Movie Talk with Brock, is in the building with us today. What's up, Brock? How you doing?
I'm good. Like I am actually in the building. I'm in Dakota's kitchen. You guys just can't tell right now. I brought these posters. I'm just kidding.
Wait, what about me, man? You just
Next time. Happy to be here, guys. How are you guys?
I'm doing good. So, Brock, tell everybody where they can find you on social media and kind of like how did you get into this?
Yeah, so I'm moving Talk with Brock on all platforms: TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. I'll be honest, it's kind of one of those things. It might sound stereotypical. Like I was just on TikTok all the time. Like I remember on Bilal, like just other people who talked about movies. And I went and saw Dune Part 2. It was like an early screening on like a Sunday, like a fan event that they had last year. And I remember doing like an out of the theater reaction quick with my buddy, and like it just popped off. And like I had done reviews like here and there. Like I had no clue what I was doing. But then I was like, let me just be consistent. And so like I just started posting every day from February and kind of went into this whole thing that we all kind of got connected. And the movie space is, interesting and fun on most times. Interesting when it's like a movie like this and there's a bunch of discourse, which I'm sure we're going to get into, which it's like these are just movies at the end of the day. But I love movies. I talk movies, TV, sports, video game, little bit of everything. Movies is like my main banner, but I'm starting to get to write reviews now for an outlet, which is cool, which is challenging. I don't know if you guys ever like written a review, but like video, obviously it's like our bread and butter, but like we have to like write your thoughts and articulate them. Like this is kind of tough. So, but I love movies just like you guys, and I said, why not put my face in front of a camera and see what people have to say? And some people have liked me along the way, which is cool.
Yeah. And I believe I met you through that Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
I think I either followed Brock from either it's the Dune post that you posted or your first video that really popped off that was your first Omen review.
Oh yeah, that's right. Dude, look at you. That's right. Yeah, that was like like this actually could work. That was such a crazy review. I love that movie. So it was in my top 10 last year. So yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, I love that movie also. But let's get right into it. What have we watched this week? Brock, you can go first.
Okay, so I'll give you my last four watch of Letterboxd. So of course the film we're getting ready to talk about, Captain America: Brave New World. I first watched Captain America: Civil War, which I think I did myself a disservice watching that because that's one of my favorite MCU movies. And then Do the Right Thing, get my Black History Month on with some good movies. Do the Right Thing with Spike Lee. And then I did a back-to-back Spike Lee. I finished it today. It's called Bamboozled, but directed by Spike Lee. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it. It's a challenging watch. It's like one of his least received. It was pretty crazy he's doing, but just go in the movie blind if you want to watch it. But I think it's one of my favorite Spike Lees after watching it. I've seen all of his movies. I haven't seen this one. It's really good.
Okay. Wait, you haven't seen his remake of Old Boy?
Do not watch it.
Yes.
Do not watch
it.
I
saw the Park Chan-wook one first, so I was
Thank
good.
God.
So, yeah.
Do not waste your time watching the
I did, unfortunately. I was like, oh, Thanos and Scarlet Witch. I don't like this. I'm not feeling it. But yeah, I have, unfortunately.
I have watched it. I've not logged it. I refuse to log it. I don't want people to know that I watched it, if that makes sense.
Bilal, what have you watched this week?
Let me pull up my Letterboxd. Just give me a second. I'm an old man with technology. Just why y'all laughing?
I
was laughing though.
All right. I saw Casino for the first time. Absolutely loved it.
Great movie.
I took too long to watch that. I regret that. I saw a Danny Yang movie called Flashpoint, which is on Amazon Prime. Pretty solid action movie, not gonna lie. Obviously, it's like Captain America: Brave New World, which I fell asleep some scenes of this film. I don't know how, but it is what it is. It's In the Mood for Love. Absolutely love that movie. Slow burn romance movie from Hong Kong that I highly recommend checking out. And lastly, as legendary assassin starring Wu Jin. Some cool action scenes. The story was though. But yeah, those are my last watches.
So I have been a little bit down this week on the movie watches. Only got 2 in, which was of course from yesterday. So I watched Captain America: Brave New World. Then last night, me, Colby, and Ian, we hopped into their Discord for their podcast, and we all watched Dawn of the Dead, Zack Snyder's version. And that was my very first time watching it.
What'd you think?
Oh, it's really good.
Yeah,
it holds up there with the original one.
Some people will say Zack Snyder sucks. I'm like, no, that's a good movie.
Yeah, that is a really good movie. So let's get right into our main topic of the episode, and we are reviewing Captain America: Brave New World. So this is the 4th Captain America movie in the MCU, the 35th movie in the MCU, which I didn't even think of that till like after watching this and doing my ranking. But this stars Anthony Mackie, Harrison Ford, and some other people, but we will get into spoilers about that later.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into our spoiler-free review. So, Brock, I'll let you go first.
Yeah, it's a spoiler-free review. I've seen it twice now, and my thoughts remain the same. Very disappointing. Just more of a movie. And I know a lot of people, the argument around this has been like, it's fine. It's this and that. I'm like you just said, Dakota, for a 35th movie in a franchise, for the first, Black-led Captain America movie, I think just fine is not fine, And the two biggest sins of the movie, I feel like, is one, Red Hulk, how they marketed that. And the reason why is like, we've known it. That's all of their marketing, right? And like the movie, we're way ahead of the movie. It's like we're at like the finish line and we can like see the movie like kind of running this race. And we're like, okay, yeah, Red Hulk's here. Come on. Like they're teasing it. They were acting like it was like when he was like starting to tweak out and get angry. I was like, we know it's coming. And I think the dialogue was really kind of rough here. And I don't know about you guys, but it just felt like very dumbed down. Like, exactly what's going on. Like, this is what we're doing. This is the bad guy. This is where, like, again, I think I did myself a disservice rewatching the Cap trilogy, because Cap 2 and 3, it's so well written. There's things that we can discover as the audience. I don't stuff like I had it here. And it being an Incredible Hulk sequel, I don't think works because, number one, it's like, it's like one of the least watched MCU movies, the second MCU movie. And this is a movie that the Hulk should have been in, but I mean, Universal has the solo rights, so they can't do it. But I just feel like Captain America deserved a better story. Now, I won't say Captain America, Sam Wilson, like Anthony Mackie, I can see him leading the Avengers. He was great. Like, he has the genuine passion for this, as I've seen him doing the marketing, which is frustrating. And I really liked I really do see, like, okay, he's going to lead the new phase of the Avengers. And I really did like the action scenes. Red Hulk, what we get of him, but the aerial sequence at like the Celestial Island was really cool, and that was like some of the film I thought would maybe not look as good, but I'm like, this is sweet, like how he was throwing it off like the missiles, and I'm like, oh, this is pretty sweet, this is pretty awesome. But overall too, I think the villain, not to spoil, I know we'll get into the spoiler thoughts, but like the villain that is kind of behind moving the strings, yeah, I have thoughts on it. But I felt underwhelmed. I felt a little empty. It was nice that they just started like this. I don't know if this makes sense, but like this movie felt like it was the first movie in a long time in the MCU to like move the universe forward. Like, we're getting the Avengers back together. They're actually kind of following up on Eternals. I'm like, that excited me. Like, I wish it would have done more of that stuff. But just it's not terrible. It's not the worst. Like, I think I have this, like, I'd say, like, of all the MCU and TV projects, they have it ranked like 29th. So it's not the worst product, but there's so many. But I was just like, man, we saw a lot of the things that they did already in Captain America, the Falcon and Winter Soldier, and I feel like they had to put scenes in specifically for people who hadn't watched the movie. So yeah. I gave this a 2 out of 5, and I stick with that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Okay. Bilal, what is your spoiler-free review?
I don't know if you feel this, but doesn't this feel like sort of like Tom Holland Spider-Man having like Tony Stark villains, and then you just have like Captain America's Sam Wilson having Hulk villains? It doesn't feel connected to the main character, and the main thing of having a villain is to have that personal connection between a hero villain and to have that story unfold more emotionally. And I didn't really feel that because of that reason. But that being said, Andy Mackie does a fantastic job as Captain America. He is Captain America. I did enjoy the action scenes, like the aerial action scene in that Sartriel Island was really, really, really solid. Give me a little bit of Top Gun Maverick vibes, a little bit, which was kind of cool. I love the new Falcon. I mean, I forgot the actor's name, but he did such a great job in there. I'm gonna give him a shout out for sure. But the story was all over the place. I didn't know. I don't think they realistically know what direction they want to bring the story to because it was trying to do so many different things. But this came out as a mess in my eyes. And Harrison Ford was cool. I mean, hell, Red Hall for the 5 minutes we've seen, and he was awesome. But wish we got a little more of that character. And I feel like this movie could have a little more emotion behind it. I feel like.
So, for me, for Captain America, Brave New World, I know a lot of people like this movie, and a lot of people don't like this movie. But and I went into that going into this movie, but coming out of this movie, I love this movie. So, first of all, this is a Captain America movie, but like Brock said, it feels more like a Incredible Hulk sequel. And I love the first Incredible Hulk. I grew up on that theme. So going into this, I knew who the villain was. I kind of want to see how they going to do with the story. I kind of actually like this story because it kind of goes back to the Incredible Hulk in some of those pieces, and was like full circle. I like Harrison Ford in this movie. I think he done a great job taking over for William Hurt. Anthony Mackie is definitely Captain America. I could see him, like Brock said, leading those Avengers. That was my biggest worry because we got him a little bit in the Falcon and Winter Soldier, but he took full advantage of this. I think it's Danny Ramirez who plays the
Yeah,
Falcon.
Joaquin Torres. Yep, you got it. Yep.
I love his performance in this. I think he could lead as Falcon for the rest of this MCU. And just overall, I think there's a little, like you guys said, there's a little mishaps in this. You kind of can see where they kind of did the reshoots and stuff. But overall, I just enjoyed this movie as a whole, the story and everything. But the other problem I have is the post credit scene, and we will get to that, fortunately, in the spoiler part of this. But guys, with that being said, we're gonna be getting to our spoilers of Captain America: Brave New World. If you guys haven't yet, go out check this out in the theater. It's an MCU movie. You know it's gonna be good if you guys go watch this in the theater, especially with a great group of people. But guys, with that being said, let's get into just our spoiler thoughts before we go into our pros and cons. So Brock, if you want to start, you can.
Cool. And feel free to chime in with anything you guys have, but you talked about that post credit scene. We gotta dive into that. I think because that thing was so, first of all, you could tell it was reshot. I don't know if you guys paid attention to that.
Oh yeah.
Like it was all like a CGI. And like the design of the leader, I'm a comics guy, right? And Dakota, I mean, do you know like how he looks in the comics, like with his forehead?
Yeah.
Yeah, both of you. Okay. That's I think the approach should have gone. And there's like leaks like concept art. I don't know if it's true, but like him, like just looking with the big head and like it's like a trench jacket. I think that would be cool. Like he looks cool during the dark scenes, but like whenever he was in the day, looked awful. Looked really, really bad, I thought. And I really like the leader. And I think they should have just given him his powers that he has in the comics, which he can do mind control himself and have telekinesis. And he's really smart, as opposed to like creating some new thing with it. But I just thought that was silly. Like, because a lot of people are saying, like, oh, Sam Wilson doesn't know that there's a multiverse. I'm like, well, he saw people time travel and stuff, and people come down in Endgame. I'm sure he's aware of that, but I thought it would have been cooler since like a lot of this movie's talking about adamantium, like maybe they tease the mutants a little bit more, or like something. I don't know, him starting to recruit the Avengers. Like maybe we could see him recruiting one of the newer people we've seen in the movies or something. Like I don't know, like Kate Bishop or something. Something cool, But the thing that I really didn't like, kind of that really like stuck out to me right away was like, okay, Sam and Thunderbolt Ross, like they want to have this relationship. He wants them to bring back the Avengers, right? Then all the stuff goes down with the assassination attempt. Isaiah Bradley gets arrested. He's so quick to dismiss Sam. I don't know if that bothered you guys, but I'm like, does he not know Winter Soldiers exist? Like he's just like, this is all your fault. I'm like, come on, man. Like there's stuff that you know in this universe. I get. I thought it was just a cheap way to set up the conflict with the movie with Ross and Mackie, but what else? Yeah, when I mentioned like the Incredible Hulk sequel, like I do mean that because Sam has been Captain America in the comics for like just the latter half of the early 2010s, so maybe like 12 or 13 years. So he's still new. So he doesn't have like a deep rogue gallery. I don't have a problem. You mentioned like them, like if it's the same with like Tom Holland's Spider-Man villains. I don't think it's as bad, not bad maybe, but like at least with Tom Holland with their Spider-Man villains, we had a connection to Iron. We didn't have that,
I mean, I just find it a little similar, but not like exactly. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah.
For sure. So and again, Red Hulk was sweet, but I wanted to do so much more of them, and I don't know why. Maybe it's just, again, it's probably my expectations. I need to temper them. I'm like, I thought they maybe were going to tease that some other Avenger was going to have to come in and help Sam, because there's no way he's going to be able to take Red Hulk. Which he probably still believes he would have gotten crushed earlier. I mean, we started to see that at the end. Yeah. But even with, I mean, going back to like, I'm sure you guys see the meme or like, like at Thor Ragnarok when he's making fun of Black Widow trying to calm the Hulk. Like the sun's getting real little big guy.
Yeah.
And like Hulk smashed him, which I love. I love Thor Ragnarok. This kind of how it's not played for laughs, but like it's the stereotypical. This isn't you, Jenna Ross. Think about Ben.
Yeah, it was generic. Yeah.
I'm like, what realistically would have happened? He would have still tried to kill Captain America, but it was like, stop. I'm like, oh, like, jeez. And I know I'm kind of bouncing around different places.
Yeah. I mean, random question. Do you think like Falcon Winter Soldier should have been a movie and it's made like Baron Zemo, the main villain, be so much better and like be grounded that way and have that journey of Sam becoming Cap towards the end, if that makes sense? I feel like that would be much more cooler and more personal towards the character of Captain America, at least in my eyes, though.
I kind of actually like the show a little bit, because if you put Zemo, like Baron Zemo, back in the movie, it'll be back-to-back Captain America movies with him as the villain. It kind of be like a little bit washed, kind of like it would be like kind of like how Endgame Infinity War was, like it was Thanos back-to-back. And you already saw how Zemo got put in prison because of T'Challa talking him down about his family. So I kind of like that because it kind of expanded a little bit. I think where they did the show was it like 8 to 9 episodes? I think it really done the story well to expand out so Sam could get the Cap shield and get the mantle of Captain America. And I think they had a consistent story going into this. But with all the reshoots and everything going to this, and then having to bring the Russo brothers back to look over for these reshoots, it feels like there was one time when I said the reshoots at the beginning. Harrison Ford's hair, they were shaved all the way. You could see only the part of his hair. Halfway through the movie, you see him have a full head of hair. I'm like, okay, you can tell that was a reshoot right there. But with the thing I was going to tell you, Brock, about like Sam talking Red Hulk down, it's kind of like the way Sam is. You know how Steve was always getting there and get done?
Oh, yeah.
And kind of like Sam's like, the one of he tries to talk everything down, kind of like how he talked to Steve, especially when like in the Winter Soldier, how like Bucky was going after Steve and him, and he's
Yeah.
like, you gotta remember, it's your friend, not just the villain.
Yeah, and that makes sense because like we see him doing like PTSD and like counseling and talking to people, in the Winter Soldier. So that does make sense. I just was like, this dude's still like. I thought it would have been better if Betty showed up. I would have bought it. I would have bought into that. Like like before her scene in the raft, like if she was there at the battle, like because maybe like she had that conversation, like, you know what, maybe I want to go see my dad, and then she sees that he's tearing it up. But going back to the reshoots real quick. This movie had 5 writers on it. 5. That is a lot. Yeah, Dakota. Yeah,
I didn't even know that.
That's a lot of people. So you talk about how it's not fleshed out. Yeah, because everyone's like, it feels like a big, like you're just taking your action figures, like I have here, Spider-Man, and it's still impromptu and Batman. You're just clashing it all together because you don't really know what to do. So, but yeah, anyway, I just want to point that out. I was looking that up today. I'm like, 5, right? That's insane.
Yeah. That actually makes sense though, because the tone was all over the place, and I think that's because of the way it was written. Because like you have 5 writers, each writer is gonna have a different vision for the story they want to tell, so then it just goes all over the place. So that should make sense a lot.
Okay, so I watched an interview today with a guy interviewing Seth Rollins about his part in this movie. And I was thinking, was Giancarlo Esposito always connected to this movie from the beginning?
No.
So
he was part of those reshoots, yeah.
So Seth Rollins said in this interview, and I picked up right there when he said it. He said he filmed a role and they took his role out and they brought somebody else in there, and they were trying to talk to him to see if he wanted that that role that person took over. And I'm thinking they took Seth Rollins' character out of the movie, put Giancarlo Esposito's character in there instead as the leader of the group.
I bet they did because of like their reshoot, their initial test screenings were off. Like this movie is supposed to come out like earlier last year, which is crazy. So I forgot that he was supposed to be the movie. You know what's funny? You go on Google. I was looking up something. He's still listed on the cast. He's like 4th or 5th build, which is crazy.
Yeah.
What the heck? Well, did you like Giancarlo Esposito's character in this?
Oh, I loved him. I just wish we saw more of him. He was cool.
Yeah, like I mean, like when Giancarlo plays a villain, he's always playing the same type of villain from Breaking Bad as Gus. But still, it's Giancarlo Esposito. He's such a cool actor. He played the characters extremely well. Like I said, we need way more of him. So I wish we got more scenes of Giancarlo. Because like if you had Giancarlo in the cast, utilize him much as you can because he's a phenomenal actor, right?
Okay, so with the thing with the Red Hulk, right? Because like you were saying, Brock, like I noticed it during the movie, they were treating this like you didn't know who Red Hulk was.
Yep.
And I got one thing. I think McDonald's putting those toys out earlier messed up the whole entire thing.
I thought about it. People roasted me for it. Like everyone knew. I'm like, no, because like half my comments were like, I didn't know he was going to be in this movie. So that's so funny you bring that up. I totally agree.
That's what I thought, because when they I saw your video, I remember your video coming out, and like there was always hints of him probably being in it because of course the leader was casted in it.
Yeah.
So once McDonald's put out there, because of course they can't do the dates, which I kind of wish like Marvel's actually start waiting until like they know their exact date they want to release the movie, then do a deal with McDonald's, because they done it with this, they done it with the Marvels. They shipped all these toys out, put them into people's hands so many times ahead of time, and then that's where you get the trailer of, oh yeah, let's just pop Red Hulk around in front of anybody that actually didn't know he was in this movie because of the toys.
Yeah, but I feel like it was their way of trying to get hype for this movie, which doesn't really work for me at least. But because of the reshoots, they're spending a shit ton of money on this movie, right? Like, I'm not sure this movie's gonna make a profit because of these reshoots, and it may,
Let me
but
look up the budget real quick for this. I kind of actually want to know the budget now with all these reshoots. So the budget's 108. Wait, the budget's 100, still 180 million?
That's what they came out and said publicly, like Marvel. And so it made like 190 million worldwide this weekend.
oh, so
Which-
it's gonna make so it's
Which
gonna
is
make its
really
money
good
back.
though.
Yeah, I think I think since post 2021, it cracked like the top 15 of like highest domestic superhero movies. So I mean, that's something people are still excited for it, you know. So it's a great. I'm not surprised by that.
I mean, there's a long way between Deadpool, Wolverine to Captain America, so that's another big factor of it.
Yeah,
And I think we're just in the beginning of the year with not a lot of good movies like we're releasing right now. I think of like 3 or 4 movies top besides Captain America that's released that I would actually recommend people go see.
Being,
Companion,
yeah,
Hard Eyes.
yeah, I'll let it slide.
I forgot. Maybe only 2. That's what I'm thinking of right now because I don't
So
think.
those-
What you was going to say, Brock?
I would say I have those 2, and then my third one would be One of Them Days. It's the comedy with Keke Palmer and
Oh yeah, that's a banger, right?
I need to still
It's
see
really
that
good.
one.
Oh, it's really funny, really funny.
Okay, I will put Den of Thieves 2 over there. I really enjoyed Den of Thieves 2. So, but we're just at the beginning of the year, so we got a lot more movies to come. But I think that's why a lot of people, and it's like Valentine's Day weekend, so it's not like you can either go see Hard Eyes or you can go see the new Marvel movie with your loved one.
Yeah. Rand thought I thought the first like hour of this movie felt like a Captain America movie the most. And I think that first hour I really enjoyed this movie. And then the midway point just kind of fell off. If that makes sense. I love the scenes in the beginning between Sam and Isaiah Bradley. I thought those scenes were great. Instead for the fact that Isaiah Bradley was arrested for 30 years and Sam just kind of convinces him to go to the White House anyways, which was kind of iffy for me, but I want to hear your thoughts on that, Brock.
Yeah, so I was actually a bigger fan of like the second act actually more than I was like the first act. Like once you kind of get past like the conspiracy, because like what I didn't like is like, okay, you introduce these characters to us and then they're out of the movie for a good chunk of it. Like Isaiah Bradley, like that is a character that I think deserves some decent amount of screen time. Now, again, he got a lot in the Falcon and Winter Soldier, so maybe that's what they could say. But yeah, like once it kind of got into the unveiling of the mystery, the setup was just kind of fine. But I think from the second act on is when I think the second act's the strongest of the movie.
Oh, that's fair.
Ooh, what would I like the beginning. The second act, okay, the part of the second act that I really enjoyed is when kind of the leader has the upper hand. Because when they go to Echo 1 and they're just standing and they get inside the prison chamber and they're like, where the hell is he at? And they just like look around and he just walks out of nowhere. And I'm wondering, how the hell did he get the gun on him? If there's only one guard in there. It's like if he had it stored up all the time, but of course with the leader, he's smarter than everybody else because of this gamma radiation.
Yeah, that was interesting. Now that you break it down like that, I'm like, yeah, I didn't think about it like that. I don't know.
So I was going to ask you, Brock, because I know you have have you read some of the Hulk comics?
Oh yeah. Yep. I've read like when Thunderbolt Ross got introduced and that Dark Avengers, kind of that run of it. Yeah, I enjoy those a lot.
So how do you feel about how Red Hulk was made? Because I thought it was a little bit interesting. It was not your normal generic of like how Bruce got it.
Yeah, I'm laughing because someone on like their Letterboxd review said the Red Hulk happened because he was taking perks, which is so stupid. Like when someone said it like that, but I'm like, that is. I thought that was kind of silly because I'm like, it makes sense, right? I guess because yeah, Svarna. But if he's dying, I wonder why maybe he just hit it well, like be like, let me make sure that this is actually safe, for me because this guy is a criminal technically, But it's funny. I wasn't too bothered by it versus the comic origins. How about you?
It didn't bother me because at first going into it, you see the chair and everything, and he was saying on the logs that Ross was going back several
Yeah,
times. So I'm thinking, did he just experiment on him, kind of like how he did with Bruce in the Incredible Hulk, and put the
yeah,
gamma radiation? Then you find out, and the pill. I thought the pills when he said take them 3 times a day. I thought that's what was keeping him from turning.
yeah,
Then it pulled the
yeah. Me
reverse
too.
of it's actually doing that instead. I thought it was really interesting because not only throws, I think, us comic book fans off, but also throws the general
Yeah,
audience off a little
Yeah.
bit.
yeah. Yeah, I think there's some things when it comes to certain characters I think you have to do, but I'm always for don't give me exactly how it is in the comics. Give me an adaptation. Give me an interpretation. It's like you said, Dakota, I can be on my feet and still be surprised.
So the biggest thing I want to talk about is Harrison Ford in this.
Yeah.
Because William Hurt played General Ross for nearly, was it 14 years in the MCU?
Mm-hmm.
And then this is Harrison Ford's first movie. Do you think Harrison Ford did a good job in this movie as Thunderbolt Ross? Rock, you can go first.
Okay. I think he did fine. William Hurt, I think again, I think I did myself a disservice watching like the Captain America movies in like the earlier MCU because they're just more nostalgic and well written. But like William Hurt, I felt like was Thunderbolt Ross, like with the stash, with his presence, like he always kind of had he was kind of just like a hard edge to him, and was stern, like especially as we saw him in like Civil War, like Black Widow, like this guy's by the law, like he will hunt you down if you're not within the government. And Harrison Ford's good, but like I don't know, he's like I watch him in this show called Shrinking too. That's on Apple TV. He's honestly one of my least favorite parts sometimes because he's so grumpy all the time. You could tell he's just kind of phoning it in. And not that he was phoning it in. I think he cared here, but he just kind of was Harrison Ford to me. Now I gave a crap about him, like this time, like with him trying to change. Like I don't want to, I want to try and get the Avengers back together. I want to try and tear superheroes apart anymore. And with Betty, but like they just had to throw it in our face as much as they can. Like, has my daughter Betty, like we don't know that it is. Like, has my
Oh
daughter
yeah.
Betty Ross called me? Has she called me? Right. It's like, okay, all right, we get it, and
Oh,
then like
yeah.
the cherry blossoms, which the cherry blossoms himself, I thought looked like kind of weird, like CGI wise, but no, I liked his performance, and I like that his Red Hulk actually looked like him too, like the CGI. Like I thought that was kind of cool.
That was tough.
But yeah, he's fine. I prefer William Hurt. Obviously, he's got more of a body of work, but just from two actors' performances.
Okay, this is where I'm gonna go with this. Knowing William Hurt for 14 years as Thunderbolt Ross, especially with him in Incredible Hulk, like when the fall call happens with Betty, it was kind of awkward. I'm like,
Very.
this is not the actual Thunderbolt Ross we grew up with. I'm like, it's just Harrison Ford talking to Liv Tyler on the phone.
You nailed it.
And plus, also, do you think they Harrison Ford didn't want the mustache?
Probably. They even did a joke about it. Lose the mustache or lose the election. And
Because
I feel
it's that CGI mustache when they do like the thing of him yelling in that one scene.
Oh yeah, that was definitely like a paste
Yeah.
on like makeup. Yeah.
I was thinking that because, of course, Thunderbolt Ross also always had the mustache. William Hurt had
Yep.
it. Sam Elliott had it in the original Hulk. It's just, I thought it was so weird.
Shout out to the original Hulk. I still think that's the best Hulk upon rewatch recently.
I like
Hulk
that Hulk a lot.
2003. Yeah.
But I think we before we get into our pros and cons, I want to talk about that in the fight scene between the Red Hulk and Cap, like the transformation and everything. Brock, what was your thoughts on like that as a whole?
It was good. I wish it would have been longer. That's my only complaint. I think it looks really good. Like all the action in this movie, for the most part, it's on point. That's one of my biggest pros. People try to say I hated everything about this movie. Nope, they don't listen. But I thought it was cool, but it would have been cool if I didn't know it was coming. Like I said, they had to market this, and I don't have to keep beating a dead hammer. But like, imagine because trailers these days, just in movies in general, show way too much. Like you kind of have to avoid. Like if a trailer for something's over 2.5 minutes, I'm like, I don't watch it.
Yeah.
It's just it reveals too much. But I thought it was cool. I think I wish it would have been again just little tweaks. Like he finally hulked out because his advisors were trying to touch him. Like I thought that was kind of weak. Like they just were trying to take him away. Like not that again. What if like it was like the leader kidnapped Betty? Like he would have lost it. Like that would have made like some sense to me. But again, I ignored that. Maybe I'm just nitpicking a little bit, but overall, I liked it. Again, the speech with like, "This isn't you." I thought the fight was cool. Because eventually I was like, okay, Sam's not gonna be able to go toe to toe for long, and I'm glad that he didn't. He like eventually got a hold of him, took a wing, but he was dicing him up pretty good. I liked that. That was sweet, like him blowing up the White House. And I was glad that Sam just wasn't magically hit. I'm like, okay, he's at least got a broken arm. I like that. That makes sense. But yeah, the whole movie they were kind of teasing like the vibranium stuff with like how it stores up the energy like a Black Panther suit. So I'm like, okay, he's probably gonna use that. And he did. I'm like, but it was cool. It was cool. Just wish it was a little longer. And again, if Marvel wasn't trying to get people's butts to the seats to make this movie money, they wouldn't have marketed it. Like I truly believe like 6-7 years ago, like this movie came out, we wouldn't have seen that in the trailer. Like that would have been like a huge reveal.
Yeah.
Like it would have been an iconic moment in the MCU. But the biggest problem is we're ahead of the movie the whole time.
What do you think, Bilal?
I like Brock said, I liked it a lot. I like the slow transportation of him turning to Red Hulk. I like the setup of it after the whole speech of leader taking advantage, and I did also like the little humor between the fight of Sam saying Bucky was bullshit. I should have took the serum. I like that little.
That was funny. That was.
That was funny. Yeah, I did laugh during that. Like have a little bit of humor that works in this point of view, and I enjoy that. Like Brock said, I like that Sam doesn't beat Red Hulk. He kind of empathizes with Red Hulk to make Red Hulk go back to Ross. But my question is, do you think Red Hulk will return to the MCU? Like, is there a possibility of that happening soon, or what are your thoughts on it? If so, like, what project you want to see Red Hulk in?
To be honest, I'm not shocked if we don't get him in the next movie at the very end, because Red Hulk is part of the Thunderbolts in the comic book run.
Yep, I was thinking that too. Like literally, they're called Thunderbolts because of him, like Thunderbolt.
Yeah,
so
that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, come Avengers Secret War and Avengers Doomsday, everything's on the table. So he comes back on one of those two, I think for sure.
Yeah.
Do you think they make his own solo movie?
No, I don't think they legally can with Universal having the solo rights to Hulk still. So I don't think they can.
Do they have the copyrights for Red Hulk?
Yeah, I don't know about Red Hulk, but I know Hulk the IP. That's why he hasn't had like a solo movie in so long.
Yeah. So this is probably why there's technically Incredible Hulk 2 film without the Hulk, if that makes sense. Sort of way.
I wish we just got a mention of Bruce, or just like a sneak peek of like him, or like him walking up to Ross afterwards, and especially in the raft, and telling him like, "You thought I was bad the whole entire time with this. Look what you did."
Oh yeah, that would have been cool. I think the problem with that is he's Smart Hulk. Oh, actually, no, he's able to control that now. I'm over Smart Hulk. I hope we don't get any more of that.
Yeah, me too.
I want the Savage Hulk back. But I don't know.
Not gonna lie, do you wish we got like a Hulk cameo in this?
For sure.
Yeah,
I absolutely think we should have.
Or maybe just have like, I don't know, it's a Captain America movie, but I sort of wanted like maybe a Hulk Captain America team up movie if there's Hulk villains in it, but
That or even bring the Abomination to this, because the Abomination is still out there, and they did
Yeah,
make
man,
it.
they made him so silly at She-Hulk.
yeah, I don't want it. Who's the young Hulk in She-Hulk? Like the one
His
with the
son.
shitty.
Done.
Yeah, it's his
what's
son
the-
when he was getting down and dirty when he was a gladiator on Sakaar.
Oh yeah. Can they fix like the hairline though? Like
Oh,
when he comes back, this
No,
guy Mark.
there was a whole post I saw which was interesting if they'd done the Incredible Hulk 2. It was Hulk, Red Hulk, Abomination, like actual Abomination from 2008, She-Hulk,
the leader, I think, right or
the
no?
leader, yeah, the leader was in it, Betty, and there was two other things. I forgot what they were, but it was like assistant of everything. And my had Hulk's son in it, which it would have been very interesting because we were always supposed to get Incredible Hulk 2. Brock, I don't know if you ever knew about this, but we were supposed to get Incredible Hulk 2. It was supposed to be Edward Norton, but Edward Norton got into that room and he's like, "Oh yeah, I want to make this the way I want it because you guys have picked me to be Bruce Banner. I want to take it more darker." And they're like, "Nah, we're trying to step the Avengers and stuff. We're making negotiations with Disney soon. We gotta tame it down a little bit. We can't do what you want."
Yeah, it was that, and he was trying to ask for a lot of money too. And they're like, "Dude,
Yeah.
no, like the Incredible Hulk didn't make a ton of money." They're like, "Chill out, man." So, yeah, that matches up with Edward Norton's reputation in Hollywood, which I hear he's not
Yeah.
always the best to work with.
Great actor though.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
get it wrong though. Yeah.
Which Hulk do you like better, his Hulk or Mark Ruffalo's?
I had to go with I had to go with Edward Norton because that's Savage Hulk. That's the type of Hulk I love, bro. Actually, Mark Ruffalo's 2012 Hulk was tough too, though. Like Avengers Hulk.
I'll go with Mark Ruffalo. Before Infinity War, because that's when they started to punk the Hulk, in my opinion. Like when we got 2-piece with Thanos and didn't get a rematch in Endgame, which I hated. But like first Avengers, that's incredible. It's still one of my favorite MCU movies. And then like Age of Ultron too, like the Hulkbuster fight.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
that's still
that
it's
was
still
tough.
cool. And Ragnarok was dope, him and Thor. So I'll stick with
Yeah.
Ruffalo.
I think Avengers 2012 Hulk with a line, icon lines like "You don't want to see me angry" and before.
Oh yeah, it's incredible.
That was beautiful. Can we bring that Hulk back, the 2012 Hulk, please?
Okay, so this is what I'm gonna go with. Bruce Banner wise, I like Mark Ruffalo as Bruce Banner. He fits Bruce Banner perfectly. But the Hulk, like the Hulk as the character, the monster, I gotta go with 08's. He kicked Lebowski right into a tree. He didn't care.
Yeah, he did.
And that whole infight scene was just brutal, and I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
So if we got like I like 2012's Hulk from the Avengers, but 08's was like something different. And it was the Abomination. It's like where that was actually Universal's movie, and they could do anything they want to, and they brought those characters over into Disney, and they kind of dumped them down a little bit, but especially with the Smart Hulk, and then like once we got into like She-Hulk with the Abomination, they kind of just messed up the whole entire thing, and they're like, let's bring it back with Cat 4, but then you throw into a Captain America movie. Why couldn't you throw into get the rights to actually do like a World War Hulk movie, include this at the beginning of it, then do that?
It's Dakota. Listen, that'd be too easy. They like to make it hard on themselves for some reason. That would have been great. That would be really World War Z. Or I'm craving Wolverine versus Hulk movie.
Oh, me too. 100%.
We got that tease in Deadpool Wolverine. I'm like, dude, give me.
I mean, I feel like tease could definitely go somewhere. There has been a reason why they're doing that tease though. Like, there's no way that's not happening.
Hopefully it does down the line. It seems like the scene's not slowing down anytime soon. But if you guys
But where my Blade movie at though?
That's the question. I was thinking that before the
Where
episode.
my
Like,
Blade movie
what's
at?
the Blade? But I know we talked all about the movie. But if you guys just like want to spit them off real quick, what's your guys' pros for this movie if you have any?
The action. Anthony Mackie is Captain America, no doubt about it. I see him as Captain America. Red Hulk is cool. Just wanted more of them. And I liked the action. Yeah, the action was good.
What about you, Below?
Anthony Mackie as Captain America because he was literally Captain America, and the action was really really good. The flying sequences were stellar in this movie. Only thing that was distracting the flying scenes was the helmet of Sam. I did not like that. It looked too much like Ant-Man, and I just kept thinking about Ant-Man Quantumania every time I saw the helmet for some reason. I don't know why my mind went there, but yeah. But Sam, the action, and Isaiah Bradley. I wish we got way more Isaiah Bradley because he was really great in this movie, especially with the introduction and the emotional scene when the new Falcon got seriously injured, and I love the little cameo of Sam giving a pep, not Bucky giving pep talk to Sam. I thought that was beautiful too. Yeah, I think those are the ones I enjoyed the most.
So my pros are Sam as Captain America, the action. I like the cameo. I like Danny Ramirez as character of Joaquin Torres as the Falcon. I liked Red Hulk in this. I liked Harrison Ford. Um, I really like the whole space, like the treaty scene between Japan and the United States. I like the whole entire scene, especially with the antimentium, them traveling to that and actually connecting that with Eternals because we only got like mentions of it. And the leader, I like Tim Blake Nelson, even though the leader was like not done correctly. I love his performance in this movie. He gave a really good performance.
Yeah.
But what are our cons, Brock? I'll let you go first.
Yeah, just listed them off. Red Hulk. I think the dialogue leaves there's nothing to be figured out. It's very dumbed down. Too much of they progress the MCU and then they don't. Post credit scene was pretty bad. Anthony Mackie, I think, just deserved a little bit better, in my opinion, for the passion that he has for this character and that post credit scene. Yep.
What about you, Bilal?
First of all, Roof, super
Oh
annoying.
yeah.
Did not like her whatsoever. I don't think anyone liked that character. I never heard anyone say, "Oh, I like Roof." Like no one did.
She's like 5 foot. She's 110 pounds. Soaking wet body.
Was she trying
to?
to? Sorry to interrupt you, Brock.
Oh, you're good.
Was she trying to push a Russian accent?
Something. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was Russian Brooklyn. It sounded like everything mixed together in one.
yeah.
It wasn't good. It wasn't good.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I did say the story as well. Cause how much mess was in the story because this movie doesn't really know what it wants to be. First half is trying to be a Captain America movie. Second half is trying to be an Incredible Hulk sequel. I don't know. It just goes between being a Hulk movie to a Captain America movie and just goes all over the place. And like Brock said, Red Hall, we needed way more of that character. I know we really dope. We got like at least 20 minutes of screen time. Not 5 minutes, but at least 20 though. At least. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah.
So my cons are post credit scene, which I would kind of deep dive that into just after this other one, and this didn't feel like a Steve Rogers Captain America movie. Those have a charm to it, and when I was running through watching this whole thing, I'm like, it don't have that charm like the Winter Soldier or the Civil War has. You feel like it didn't feel like a spectacle. Like those movies people go to them for the spectacle, and it felt like I was talking to somebody earlier. I'm like, this movie didn't feel like a Marvel movie, and I kind of enjoy it because a little bit because of that. Because I feel like once you go into a Marvel movie these days, like it gets dumbed down a little bit, and you're like, oh yeah, you're watching a Marvel movie. But this kind of felt like I don't know what it felt like. I don't know if it was like the action in it, but especially it felt like a Marvel movie once you got Red Hulk. But everything else in this, it just felt like a kind of like a spy espionage, and that's what it's supposed to be. But that's why I really enjoyed. So with this post-credit scene, I want to hop back onto this one, Brock. So the only it's the multiverse thing. I was thinking this. I told my mom this after we watched the movie, and because she watched Quantumania also. The only person who knows about the multiverse is Kane, not the leader. It's supposed to be only Kane.
Doctor Strange does though.
Yeah, but I don't see Doctor Strange talking to the leader.
I mean, maybe they hang out. You don't know. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean, Wong was hanging out with Abomination,
Oh,
and
yeah, true, he was.
like, who knows? Doctor
Well,
Strange.
do you remember that post credit scene for Shang-Chi Legend of Ten Rings, like where they Wong comes in and like you kind of have like the council of the Avengers and like video chat.
And
I have to believe Sam's in those meetings.
Yeah, that
100%.
not only that, but it goes back to even that post-credit scene. It's the Kang thing. Because there's a rumor that has been running around that Marvel wants to bring Jonathan Majors back after everything
I've
has
seen
settled.
that. I think that's stupid.
I'm wondering if this whole entire time, if he never got rid of him, and if this Doomsday thing is a whole entire fluke. And by the time when December hits and we get this trailer, it's not even a Doomsday movie. It's just the Kang Dynasty, and they have like put a whole bunch of stuff in front of them, and they'll be like, yeah, let's bring Robert Downey Jr. back as Doctor Doom, hype everybody up. It's a person everybody knows. But once that hits, it's going to be the Kang Dynasty, and we're actually going to get the story that they always wanted to. And
That's a wild theory. That's a wild theory. That's crazy to think. Like, I've never heard that before. I wish that would happen. I wish that would happen.
I mean, if you're Jonathan Majors, would you come back to the MCU?
Nah, because I think they didn't give him a chance.
I mean, James Gunn came back, but like I wouldn't even go back if like you know what I mean? Yeah, it's like if like we're all human, we make mistakes. Yeah, has Jonathan Majors done anything bad ever since then? No. But they're not gonna give a person of color a second chance, unfortunately, right? So even they do, I think it's too late for them for redemption at this point.
I'm still going to go with that theory because they want to end the story in those two Avengers movies. It ends the story of Kang, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, let's do this. Let's boot him out of here. Let's get on to what everybody actually wants. This, which is what Brock was talking about, the X-Men."
All right, Sunday, February. It's Sunday now, February. Monday now, February 17th. That happens. Come back to this episode. Book it.
Yeah.
Bookmark this day.
But I think that's about it for Captain America: Brave New World. Let's get on to our only trailer that was released this week, which me and Brock watched, and that was How to Train Your Dragon, the live action remake. So, Brock, how did you feel about this trailer?
So I really like the trailer. I'm going to be in the minority for a lot of this because I have not seen still. I know it's going to sound crazy. I haven't seen any of the How to Train Your Dragons. I'm familiar with them.
Too.
I'm familiar with the concept. So I know, but like I was kind of getting to that stage when those are coming out that I was like 16. I could care less about those kind of movies. I need to go back and watch them because I heard they're really good. But so to me, I'm like, I kind of want to wait to watch them. I do. I think I'm going to until the movie comes out just so I don't compare. I know that's kind of crazy, but I want to see what it's like and then not to have any expectations. So it looks cool. I know people are like, it's just shot for shot. They make money. And that's Dream. I don't know why it took DreamWorks this long to figure out that they could do that with their catalog because Disney's been doing it. But it'll make $1 billion. But I think it looks cool.
I like this trailer. Like I'm in the same boat as you. I haven't seen none of the the original trilogy. But I really,
I'm a loner for once, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's wild.
but I like this trailer. I think Mason Thames is going to be a good Hiccup. I think he's got the character down pat of like what I've seen like in like trailers and stuff of the original.
Yeah.
The Astra thing, I just don't get why everyone's in an uproar right now. I actually like
Racism.
I actually like this cast, and I think it's really good. Gerard Butler coming back though, kind of looks
That's
a
a
little
W.
bit weird with all his Viking gear on.
I know that's a W though. I'm like, I like seeing him in what appears to be good movies. So I hope it's good.
And the CGI looks really good. Toothless actually looks like Toothless. That was the one thing I was like with them with Toothless and Disney with Stitch. They got both of those companies got it down pat.
I agree.
I think these stews are finally understanding. Let's actually make the right thing instead of throwing some slop out there just to get people in the seats.
Yeah.
But with that being said, let's talk about our movie news this week, which we got some good movie news. And for the first topic, we're starting off strong. Doom Messiah is reportedly being filmed this June.
It's crazy.
What are your guys' thoughts on it? Brock, I'll let you go first.
I think he said something that I believe to be genuine, like where he was going to take a break and make a different movie before he started doing Messiah. He said, but the fandom and just everyone loving the movie just inspired him. Like, no, you know what? I want to dive back into this world of Doom, the world of Arrakis, the world, which Doom Messiah. I don't know how much you guys know about it. It gets crazy. I read all the books when Dune came out last year, so it'll be interesting to see. But I think it's that. I also think, just being real, I think Warner Brothers gave him a lot of money. But hey, this is like one of our highest grossing movies ever that we've had in a long time. Get the money truck to Mr. Villeneuve's house and see if he wants to start doing a little bit earlier, and then he can take his break. So I'm excited.
So, Bilal, what do you think?
I'm excited. I don't think I'm as heavy on the Doom movies than y'all. I still enjoyed them a lot, but I'm excited for it. Like Brock says, must well start a little early to get the hype down pat and then just get it done earlier because it will make a lot of money regardless. But yeah.
So here comes another theory and a thought of mine. First of all, I haven't read the books, Brock, but I know the concept. Messiah plays 12 years after the original book. You gotta really make Timothy Chalamet look older than he is right now.
For sure. You for sure do.
But I was wondering, not only they probably gave him more money to make this earlier, do you think they gave him more money to continue it afterwards?
Oh, for sure.
Because he's always said, "Oh yeah, I'm not going to continue it." I'm wondering if they're going to be like, "We're going to give you money. We're going to let you do your own thing, and you can just run with this. You can do this trilogy, take your little break that you want to, do a couple movies, then we can come back." I think that's
would not surprise me. Would not surprise me at all.
Because you need to because especially with the children doing stuff, like Paul and them are really older. If you keep Messiah all the way, you let Timmy and like Zendaya and Florence Pugh and them all age.
Yeah.
And bring them back, I think it'll be good.
Yeah. But what if they don't age?
I hope they age or they be vampires. But for our second piece of movie news,
I mean, it's like Tom Cruise has aged at all. And, he's like 62. What is the genetics of Hollywood actors not aging?
Well, he's got Scientology on his side, so
point there. I mean, here's a 4 for 82. Doesn't look 82. I've seen wait.
I think he
for-
looks so old. He looks so old in this movie.
I mean, for 82 though, for 82, it's not that.
No,
old.
he just looked. He looked old, dude. He's just old.
No, it's the transfer. No, go back to that. The transformation back scene of him just standing there in the pants. I'm like, this dude. They told this dude to work out, and he tried his best to get in shape for that movie.
He's old, man. Let him be. Let him be, man. And but he looks old.
He probably still rides airplanes. I think or helicopters. I remember. Wasn't there like a
No.
He needs to stop. He needs to stop flying airplanes because he kept crashing for a while.
Yeah, but wasn't there like an article in 2017 or something like he like crashed a helicopter or something? Am I tripping? Or did I hear
No,
that
he
right?
cried. He's been like 3 plane crashes. The greatest fighter pilot of the galaxy can't fly.
Oh yeah, true. I didn't think of that. But for our second piece of movie news, the Wild Robot sequel that was like in the reports like earlier now is now confirmed to be in development because they just won their award, I think, at the BAFTAs for best animated film. So they wanted to push this as soon as they won that award because I think on their minds they're thinking that they're going to get an Oscar now over Flow.
I mean, Wild Robot deserves an Oscar. That movie is phenomenal, and I'm excited for the sequels. So, yeah, and I'm sad.
How you feel about it, Brock?
Oh yeah, I love it. I love Wild Robot. I like Flow. That's its only competition at the Oscars because Flow won Best Animated Feature. It's picked up a couple other awards, which is fine. But movie about a cat's cool, but this is on a whole other level. So yeah, I'm excited to see it.
Okay, so
I still need to see Flow though. Is it worth it?
Yeah, it's cool.
It's cool. I bet.
I don't think I'll ever watch it, but it's fine. It's cool. I could see it being other people's jam more than mine.
So for our third piece of movie news this week, which I kind of want to get your thoughts about this certain movie that they're doing a sequel to, Brock. Fede Alvarez hopes he can begin filming the sequel to Alien Romulus this year. So Brock, I don't remember, but what are your thoughts on Alien Romulus?
I liked it a lot more than most. And I think it's just kind of like with How to Train Your Dragon. It's my casual attachment to a franchise, I think. Because I like Aliens. I've seen Aliens, right? And then I of course saw like the Alien versus Predator movies growing up. But that's dope. That's awesome. So I liked it a lot. I could see the problems with the CGI and some of the nostalgia. Again, my experience is probably very unique, but I just took it for what it was, which I thought it was a good film. I don't care what anyone says. In my opinion, those last 15, 20 minutes were freaking heart racing, intense. It was crazy.
Man, that human basketball player alien, god damn,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, but I do think maybe after looking into it and listen to the commentary of the movie, which I still like to do that. I'm a nerd. I like DVD commentary. I just do. I think Fede Alvarez did have his hands tied a little bit and had to do a lot more of the studio stuff. But I think if they kind of let him do more of his thing, like Fede Alvarez we saw in Evil Dead 2013, which I think is the best of the franchise. And that's not like a crazy popular opinion, but I'm just adding my 2 cents in there. I think it'll be really good. So I'm excited to see another one. I think if this Alien was your jam, that new Alien show coming out this summer looks to be pretty good too.
Yeah.
I think I'm excited for this. Okay, you talk about the last like 15 minutes. I couldn't. That third act, the whole entire thing, I couldn't get into because it reminds me too much of Alien 3 and Alien Resurrections.
See, I haven't seen them, so I wouldn't know. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen them, and it did a better version of the human aliens. Thank God, bro. Oh my gosh. But I mean, I hope we get more intense sequences like the face hugger segments when they had to change the room temperature to be higher to be like invisible to the face huggers. I want some unique like sequences like that, or like the anti-gravity sequence when they're shooting the aliens and you see the acid blood around them and then dodge the blood. I want to see more sequences like that in the second film, man. I hope that creativity still goes through in the second film for sure, though.
So for our fourth piece of news, which I haven't seen the show. I've remember the original movie, but the Amazon Prime original Mr. and Mrs. Smith is getting a second season. But Sophie
Nice.
Thatcher and the boy from
Ooh.
Honora is reported to be starred in as Mr. and Mrs. Smith in the second season. How do you guys feel about this? Brock, you can go first.
So the original movie with Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie, it's one of my favorite 2000s movies. I think it's sexy. I think it's cool. I love it. I have not seen the first season of the show with Donald Glover. I want to. It's been on my watch list for a hot sec. But Sophie Thatcher caught my attention when you sent this to me. I think she's really coming into a major star, especially after a companion. So I'm excited to see that based off of that. But I don't have too many thoughts because I haven't seen the first season. But I heard it was pretty good.
Have you seen Honora?
Oh yeah, one of my favorites of last year. Yep.
So the guy who's in this is the Mikey Madison's husband, and that the boy that she marries.
Yvonne.
Yeah, he's the one that kind of looks like Timothy Chalamet.
That kind of dampened my excitement. That's okay.
Hey,
But
Sophie
it's
Thatcher,
yeah,
no.
but still,
Sophie Thatcher, no.
So that's a huge jump, though. Nora to Amazon Prime series. That's a huge jump for him for someone who doesn't have a lot of movies, but we'll see.
Bilal, how you feel about this?
Hey Sophie, if you see this, hi. Sorry, my bad. I'm excited to see her in this TV series, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, because I think she was phenomenal in Heretic and Companion. I'm glad she's getting way more roles, and I think she's really, really talented. And yeah, that's
So
it.
for me, I'm seeing like the TV series, but I haven't seen Nora either, so I don't know about him. But Sophie Thatcher, I'm excited for this. One, I heard she's good in Yellow Jackets.
I still need to watch Yellow Jackets.
I need
Yeah, I
to
haven't
also.
seen it either. Yeah.
And she's good in the Boogeyman. She has a little cameo in Maxine, which she didn't do that. She did great at, and then she done great in Heretic and even Companion. So I think she's on the uprise. I think she's one of those actresses that
For
just got
sure.
her stardom in a TV show, and she's going to in like the next 2 or 3 years. She's just going to be one of. It's like a Timothy Chalamet everywhere in every project possible.
Yeah, kind of like what Kelly Spain is doing as late too.
I think we're getting to the generation right now of a lot of these older actors are like retiring and like dwindling down, and this is the spike of this next generation that we're gonna have for the next 20 years.
For
And I
sure.
think it started with Timothy, and it has just went down and went through everybody.
Did you hear about like my Hawks like Instagram followers thing? That's what they look at for casting nowadays. Thingy, I don't know. Brock,
Have
you
you heard
heard
that,
of
bro?
it?
Yeah, I've looked into it. I haven't looked into it much. I saw a video on it, but I wanted to look more into like what the full interview. But that's goofy.
Yeah,
Good for you too.
that I saw Real Takes do a video on it. I think, and I'm like, wait, what? Is that a true thing? But yeah, or I think it was a different content creator. I don't remember which one it was.
So for our fifth and last piece of movie news, we got two more castings for the Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, which I'm more excited for than ever because not only we got his first look at his Trojan horse in the movie, but Mia Goth and Corey Hawkins is cast in this movie now. Brock, how you feel about this? That both of them were joining this cast?
Maxine and Dr. Dre. I think it's gonna be pretty good, man. Mia Goth. I know some people think she just yells, which she does. I'm sure she will be doing that in Christopher Nolan's on The Odyssey. But it's kind of like the Oppenheimer news. Like every little bit of casting, every little bit of information we get on this movie is exciting. And I'm just like, you look at the cast, you're just like, this might be one of the best casts ever sent, but we'll have to see how the movie turns out. But like it's got a wide net as far as people who are in this movie.
Below, how you feel about this?
I like it. I'm hoping Mia Goth gets a different type of role because I do think she's been typecast into horror screaming roles as of late. So hopefully it's more of a different side of her acting wise, if that makes sense in this movie. And yeah, I'm excited. This cast is insane. And Christopher Nolan, he's a phenomenal director, and someone I admire a lot too.
So for me, I really like the cast of Mia Goth, but I kind of see where her role is. Corey Hawkins, though, is the one I'm excited for. I think he's a really good actor. Has got some really good roles. Like it's the Michael Bay movie with Ryan Reynolds. He's the best part of that movie. 600 Ground.
600 Ground. Yeah,
He's the best part of that movie.
he was great as Dr. Dre, straight out of Compton, and then he was in Kong Skull Island, which I really like too. He was in that, and he was in a 24 spinoff on TV that only was one season, but he was really good in that.
I also heard he was good in The Last Voyage of the Demeanor.
Oh, he was. The movie was. I fell asleep.
Oh, Lord.
I can't. I don't know what's going on with me and movies nowadays. All right, I just
But
get tired easy.
the big cast, if there was any other director attached to a big cast like this, I'd be worried. But it's Christopher Nolan. And I think Nolan, not only he can make a film look good with the IMAX ratio and stuff and this new technology he has, but he can direct a cast like no other director. I think him and Denis are the only two that can take a whole entire cast and like shape the story around them and do it actually perfect.
Yeah.
But for our last theme before we head out on the episode, let's talk about our top 10 MCU movies. So, Brock, what is your top 10 MCU movies?
I got to pull it up.
Are we going to do like a 10, 10, 9?
Oh, yeah,
9?
let's do that.
Yeah, okay.
So my number 10 is Avengers Age of Ultron.
Okay, Bilal, what's your number 10?
Let me find my letterbox.
I can go next. So, my number 10, because I just redone this ranking, my number 10 is Avengers, the Avengers.
Oh, okay.
My number 10 is Black Panther.
Ooh. What's your number 9, Brock?
First Iron Man.
Bilal?
My eyes are very bad today. Wow. Oh, number 9 is Captain America: The Civil War.
My number 9 is Thor Ragnarok. Okay, Brock, what's your number 8?
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Bilal?
My number 9?
8.
Oh, 8, my bad. No Way Home.
My number 8 is Black Panther. Brock, what's
Like
your
it.
number 7?
Number 7 is the OG Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one.
Bilal?
My number 7?
Yeah.
Is Guardians of the Galaxy.
My number 7 is Captain America, the Winter Soldier.
Ooh.
So my number 6 is Spider-Man No Way Home.
Bilal?
My number 6 is Captain America: Winter Soldier. Not Winter Soldier, Civil War. My bad. I mixed them up. Whoops.
My number 6 is Captain America: Civil War.
Hey, twins! I like that.
Number 5 is the OG Avengers for me.
You're joking, right?
No, absolutely.
But my number 5 is Avengers, the OG Avengers too.
Hey, there you go.
It's crazy. It's like I'm switching my ranking.
My number 5 is Avengers Endgame.
Ooh.
So number 4 for me is Avengers Endgame.
Number 4 for me is Thor Ragnarok.
Okay.
Number 4 for me is Spider-Man No Way Home.
Hey, I like it. Number 3 for me is Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Bilal?
My number 3 is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
My number 3 is Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I ain't mad at that.
damn.
That's fun. My runner-up is Captain America: Civil War.
Below.
My runner-up is Avengers: Infinity War.
My runner-up is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Ooh, I like that. I like that high. I actually respect that a lot.
Number one for me is Infinity War. All day.
Below.
My number one is Captain America: The Winter Soldier, because I'm a huge action guy, and this movie has the best action in the MCU.
Me and Brock know ball knowledge of the MCU. Number one is Infinity War.
Yeah.
Okay, at least I got Infinity War at number 2, though.
No, if Infinity War is not in your top 3,
You're
you need to rewatch it.
You're smoking some crap.
Hey, it's in my top 3, though. I don't need to rewatch it. Be good.
He just
No,
put
no,
that
no.
out there to everyone. Put that out there to everyone.
If you guys are watching or listen to this, if Infinity War is your top 3, either you're smoking something or you go rewatch the movie because I don't know what's up with you. But guys, that is it for episode 39 of the Cinematic Boys podcast. Thank you, Brock, for joining us today.
Hell yeah.
Thank you guys for having us. Definitely excited to come back whenever you'll have me. Y'all are fun to talk to.
All right, let's do one tomorrow. I'm joking.
Not that soon. Not that soon.
So
maybe we come back for Thunderbolts or something or Fantastic Four. You guys let me know.
We will definitely. So for our future episodes, for our Cinematic Boys reviews episode this coming up week, we are going to do Bong Joon-ho's Memories of Murder.
Ooh, unless you want to go for that, man. I mean,
so that's gonna be available this coming Sunday. But then next week, I'm not 100% sure what the episode will be. Hopefully, I kind of want to be the monkey, but if we can't, we will get something else out to you guys. But guys, if you haven't yet, if you guys are listening, hit that follow button. If you guys haven't yet, give us a 5-star rating. But if you guys are watching the video version on YouTube, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on the bell notification. If you guys want to keep up with when we post podcast episodes, the review episodes, and our shorts, and also put the comments down below in the audio and video version. If you guys have seen Captain America: Brave New World, if you guys like it, if you guys don't like it, what you guys think about the MCU so far. But guys, with that being said, I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you guys next time.
all right, MBK, all right. My bad. Peace. Bye.